Hello everyone, welcome. Oh, that's how I'm gonna drop your controller. How's everybody doing today? Great start as always, Isaac. Bravo, truly the streamer of all time. Oh well, we're in the wonderful Mitsubishi Evo 3, the Lancer Evo 3 with the 4G60 engine, rally pedigree, absolutely gorgeous car. What should I ask in the chats? I'm gonna ask this in the chat actually. What is your favorite of the Mitsubishi Evos? That's gonna maybe the question to ask everybody. What are your favorites? And I think right now we gotta get just a nice warm up going. Get the rust knocked off of us. Alright, this is Nismo Skyline. It's gonna be a little bit tricky to race against, but everything else I think we have a decent shot against. Our Evo is in a moderate state of tune. We should be okay. Alright, let's see. Oh, this is way lower. Hang on a second. Game is a little bit on the quieter side. Especially compared to the previous game we played. There we go, now it's just barely into the yellow. That's exactly where you want your mid-ground audio to be. Things like your game, or if you're doing like a music thing or whatever, your music, or if you're reacting to like a movie, your movie. You want it just barely getting to the yellow. You want your voice to be well within the yellow. Oh. Doing this with a damaged finger is going to be very, very interesting. You can see I'm a little bit ginger with the brake right now. That's because the way I have it set up, I'm using a DualShock 3 controller, making it think that it's an X input device. And that allows me to get full control with the triggers, which is nice, which is really, really good. And I use L1 for the clutch. You can see there with the number going dark whenever I press the clutch. And I use L2 for the brake. So I use my index finger. For the clutch. And I use my middle finger for the brake. So this is a little bit interesting. Being very ginger. Gotta be very smooth now. It's an additional challenge, you know? All of that. Man, this thing, absolutely gorgeous. So the Evo, look at this. It sounds good. It looks good. Drives really nicely as well. Both on-road and off-road, very smooth. Like, it's got a slight tendency towards understeer in some of the higher speed corners. And the body roll is still a little bit on the higher side. We could probably adjust that a little bit. If we could stiffen up just the R-bars without lowering it, I think that would be just the change we need. But otherwise, this is absolutely gorgeous to drive. Hustling it around Tsukuba Circuit, through all the tight and twisty corners. Wow, this track is absolutely gorgeous as well. It's not quite my favorite Japanese track. My favorite Japanese track is the Suzuka Circuit, but this is definitely within the top 3. Probably Suzuka, Tsukuba, and maybe Okami. Wait, no, probably Sugo instead. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, Forge Hobby GT. Hope you're doing well. That's weird. It didn't pop up on. Didn't pop up there. Did I do that right? Huh. That is strange. Okay. Well, I do see you. I don't know why chat has decided to be broken, but it is good to see. Hope you're doing well today. How is schoolhouse classes going and everything? Right now we are driving the wonderful Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 3. Very nice car. Ah, it's so quick. Like we're steadily ahead of second place, the Nismo Tune GTR, which is very, very impressive considering the fact that the Nismo GTR, you know, has 2 extra cylinders and quite a bit more power than us. We just have that shorter wheelbase and more maneuverability, so it can navigate the twists and turns of Tsukuba, while they are able to kind of catch us up on the 2 sort of higher speed straights. This is nice to drive. Yum. Okay, he likes to sleep in the bed. Oh yeah, same with my kitty as well. She's got her own bed literally right next to our bed. But she just decides, hey, you know what? Oh, that's why it got hidden. How did it get hidden? I was wondering how that happened. Okay, there we go. That is a user error. That is my fault. My apologies. But yeah, my tabby, she likes to sleep in our bed too. In the winter months, it's nice because, you know, she's very, very warm, very soft. So when she's like, you know, laying next to you and everything, you're like, oh, you know, it's you know, super cute. In the summertime though, it gets a little bit difficult. She's still cute, but you're like, oh, Fonzie Bean, I am already very, very warm. Please do not lay on me. But cats enjoy being at temperatures much higher than humans are at. Like what is comfortable for a human, like in the 70s for Fahrenheit, is quite cold for a cat. Cats enjoy temperatures much closer to, like, you know, the 80s and stuff. Because a lot of, like, if you look at like you know, the ancestors for cats and everything, the big, you know, wild cats, quite a few of them originated from incredibly warm areas. So having, you know, being in a cold, cats don't quite like the cold as much. They like the warm. But you know, she's absolutely adorable, the little bean. You know she wants pets as well, because you'll be like lying in bed or you'll be sitting somewhere, what have you, and then you're not like quite paying attention. If she wants to get your attention, she'll like headbutt your hand and try to like basically give herself pets with your hand. And you're like, okay, kind of like scratch her behind the ears. And she loves the ear scritchies. And she is absolutely the cutest bean. I also like the fact that, at least with my cat, like, she doesn't quite meow all that much, but like most of the time she does the like she said just like trills to get your attention or to like good to greet you or what have you. Like she doesn't. She's a little bit more vocal now than when we first got her, but like the first couple months, like she like barely meowed. She was just. Which is so cute. Oh, sweet. That's 2 levels at once. We get some extra grippy boys. Yeah, alright. We get another free week coming up. So I can use this to maybe hunt for another vehicle, or maybe do a race in a track we haven't done in a very long time. Ooh, Macrostrata. Although I do believe, with the exception of some of the F-Class cars, we have gotten pretty much every single vehicle. And if so, that is awesome, because I have not seen any other vehicles in a very long time for us to find. Like it is all, you know, very like every vehicle we race against, we have found. To the road. Already edge of the road in R3. Jeez. Ooh, 90s Cup. 90s Cup would be kind of fun actually. Up against things like the Supra, multiple Imprezas. Yeah, let's do the 90s Cup. Beautiful. House cat purrs and he's in the bed. Oh, it's adorable. Cute little kitty. Yeah, I love animals in general, but I especially love cats. Despite the fact that I'm allergic, they are just super sweet. And they're great, just like nice, chill. For the most part, fairly chill. With the exception of the zoomies. The zoomies are adorable as well, because they're just like, you know, kind of running around everywhere. But they, yeah, they're usually pretty decent about it as well. But oh, it's just kind of adorable, kind of watching it, like especially like when they have, you know, new things happening, like those, you know, new like either furniture or new, like you got a big box or whatever from like, you know, purchasing something. You'll see the cat, you know, exploring that. You can see the gears in the mind, you know, turning as they're like, ooh, what can I do with this? To jump in or what have you. Like peek out, peek back in, and it is so cute. So what are some of the, you know, the favorite things? So sometimes cats have like, you know, weird like quirks or like things that they enjoy doing. Like what are some of those that your cat does that, you know, are absolutely adorable? It's my cat. She likes and it's hilarious. When my wife, she's got a puzzle table down here in the basement. And there's been times when she's been down here when I'm streaming and stuff like that, but she's usually, you know, can't quite hear her because I got the mic settings up pretty high, the noise filter up pretty high. I'm quite close to the mic, so you can usually don't hear me. But she'll be working on a puzzle, and the cat likes laying on the puzzle as well, or like sitting on the puzzle, and she's like, no, I need to put a piece there. And she tries to like gently scooch the cat. Ooh, that could have ended up really badly there. And she'll get up and like she'll sit in a different section of the puzzle. And oh, it is the most adorable and kind of comical thing. You know, it's like something you see in a cartoon where the cat's like, oh, okay, I can't sit here specifically, but I'll sit just a couple inches over because that's a different spot now. Oh, you don't want me sitting here? Well, what if I sit here instead? Or what if I lay down? Look, I'm not sitting now. See, you said I couldn't sit here. I'm laying here. And it's adorable. Another thing she likes to do is she likes to sit right by the sliding door window, and she likes to watch the birds in the neighbor's tree, and she'll like chitter at them, like she'll do that, or like that cat noise when like they see something they wanna they wanna chase after, and she'll just watch, and it's that's kind of fun too, because you hear some like weird noise, you go down and it's just the cat chittering at the birds. I love cats. I love cats. I love every kind of cat. I just wanna hug all of them, but I can't hug every cat. Can't hug every cat. So anyway, I am a cat lover, and ow. And I love to run. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about cats again. I really love cats. I'm thinking about cats again, and again, and again, and again, and again. wonder what happened, like, some of those really old YouTubers that, like, for example, like, the songify people that used to, like, songify the news, or, like, those types of, like, viral videos. I haven't seen, like, what happened. I wonder if they're still around, or if they just kind of, like, you know, retired and started doing something else. They haven't popped up in my recommendations in, like, years now. It kind of makes you wonder, like, what happens to, like, some people, like, if they just leave the internet unexpectedly. You're like, oh, okay, guess I just retired, or hopefully that was the best case scenario. But yeah, all right, next week, this next race, we need to do half decently. We need to get above 570 in the points. Oh, a Nürburgring Enduro. Ooh, this could be interesting. Three laps around a Nürburgring Nordschleife, almost 30 minutes of racing. Very cool. And we can probably keep this mostly clean with the four-wheel drive Lancer Evo. Two, one. Alright, let's go. I gotta be very careful. Well, we're already off to not having a completely clean race. But that's fine. I don't like how the fact that if you get rear-ended, the game still takes it away from your hit points, your enthusiast points. It's a little bit annoying because, like, sometimes the AI does dive bomb you a little bit on certain corners, or you're in a vehicle that doesn't have the best brakes and you need to brake earlier. Then that you know, it's a little bit unfair. But that is the nature of life, I guess. Oh dear. Gotta be careful with the off-course stuff. The off-course stuff, well, it doesn't remove our enthusiast points too much. Our enthusiast life points too much. It does greatly reduce the amount of upgrade points we get and level points we get later on. So we want to keep that nice and gentle. Be very nice around the corners. Bright yellow Evo. Oh yeah, I forgot this car has like a super low top speed because it's geared like a rally car. So it's under 150 miles an hour. All right, so we just need to make sure we do well in the twistier sections, the low and mid speed twisty sections. Right now about 2-3 seconds ahead, 2.5 seconds. That's about what I was expecting. Corvette's gonna make a big gains on us though on the next high speed section because that one's a lot longer. And the vet now isn't gonna have to try to pass people. But we should be able to do well on some of these slower speed corners, especially on the exit with us being four-wheel drive. Really be able to get that power, down. Well, I'm back. Welcome back, drag racing and gaming crew. How you doing? Right now we're doing a 3-lap endurance race around the Nürburgring Nordschleife, the huge track in Germany. Trying to get this car all under control. A beautiful Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 3. Trying to fend off C5 Corvette Z06. I feel school. Yeah, school can be painful. I have had those bad school days where you're like, oh gosh, this year cannot be over soon enough. What do you mean it's the first semester? What are you talking about? But no, school can be pretty rough, especially like middle and early high school. Like late high school, most people are usually mature enough that they're not absolutely horrible pieces of crap. But middle school is definitely the worst. College is a lot better though in terms of like people's maturity, because most of the time, at least in the States, you know, people are paying to be there most of the time, especially in like the STEM fields. You know, people do want to be there and actually are there for learning. I think my neighbor cats went into my house and I damaged the whole sofa because they like to scratch. Oh no! Oh jeez, that's rough. Yeah, our cat likes to scratch here. Thankfully, I have a very, very tough sofa. It's made out of like this, almost like burlap type material. It's quite comfy. It looks kind of cheap, but it's super, super durable. I don't know the reason the school doesn't allow metal water bottles. Sure. It was because someone tried to do something really, really stupid with one, like hit someone in the head with it or something like that, and now metal water bottles aren't a thing, that aren't allowed. That sounds like something that would happen at school. 7th graders snuck alcohol. Oh, that's even worse. That's probably just as bad. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine a 7th grader, right? You know, most of the time they still look like, you know, children, or very, very close. Maybe they're just starting to like grown adults. They got like the 2 or 3 facial hairs, right? Can you imagine them just like gradually sipping on, you know, what do you imagine be water out of a big water bottle, and instead it's just straight vodka or something like that? Like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. Like, bro, you're gonna destroy your brain as it's developing. I mean, peach fuzz? Exactly. The peach fuzz. Like, bro, that is not a smart decision. I can't. Please. You're not missing out on much by waiting to drink alcohol. It's some taste decent, but there are plenty of other drinks that taste a lot better than them that are non-alcoholic. For sure. Ooh, okay. Hi. Get it under control. There we go. Major slide there. Major tank slapper. Corvette is back when I tune out. My kids that are watching, do not do the stupid stuff of those 2 7th grade posted. Oh gosh, 2 of them. I imagine they felt they were probably being super sneaky with it as well. But if you've ever been around alcohol, you know that for the most part, unless it's like a super, super like weak alcohol, like a low percent alcohol volume content, alcoholic drinks have a very distinct smell. And yeah, it's not subtle. You're not being subtle. It's very, very easy to tell. It's like back in when I was in high school, someone, and this is even worse because we had a shop class, like an auto shop class with, you know, heavy machinery and stuff. One guy came in and snuck in a bunch of like those like edibles, and he was just staring at one of the like the lifts. Like, it wasn't up or anything. There wasn't even a vehicle on it. He was just kind of staring at one of the lifts, just kind of gently swaying back and forth for like 15 minutes. Teacher kind of like took him aside, and he got suspended for like a very long time because he was very high. So yeah, don't. At the very least, if you're gonna do drugs, do them responsibly, please. Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of them split it, and the general was connected to smell alcohol. Yeah, no, it's plus like you can smell it on their breath. You can tell they're gonna be acting differently. The eye is gonna be all glassy and everything. It's not subtle. My country, my school is small, so look at this and bullying around some of the classes. Nice. It's good to have a good like student to teacher ratio in schools if possible, because that allows for things to kind of get nipped in the bud very, very quickly, and also it kind of prevents too many students from being distractions in the class as well. It actually allows you to learn. All right, that vet, we're gonna get past it again. We're gonna go a little bit faster next lap. My school, there's 1,200 kids, under 100 teachers. That's actually pretty good. That's an average of 12 students per teacher. In my school, it was closer to like 16 or 17 per teacher. So that's a pretty solid. That's a pretty solid ratio. When I say less than 100, I mean like way. Oh, okay. So that's probably closer to the ratio I had at my school then as well. It's still, yeah, no, it's difficult to be a teacher at times. I definitely don't envy their position. My wife, she's a teacher as well for middle school. I don't know why. She chose the worst developmental stage where kids are at the worst. On average, at least from my experience when I was growing up, like, oh my gosh, that was definitely where like the most sort of like outbursts and disruptions and destructions happen. High school people kind of like chilled out a little bit, or at the very least had the sense to do their stupid stuff away from school. Oh, the brakes are not working. And let's go and shoot the kids that are watching Crazy Middle School. Oh yeah, now that is pretty universal. People are starting to gradually get right into like the early stages of puberty and everything. People got all the cliques forming. People don't quite know who they want to be or what they want to do. A lot of angst, a lot of your brains not fully formed and everything. Like not fully developed is probably the better term. So sometimes you do stuff, because I've done stuff in middle school where I look back on it now that I'm well in my mid-20s, and I'm like, I was really stupid as well. So it's you just make some very poor decisions sometimes. It happens. Big thing is just gotta learn from it and move on. Yeah, no, it's there's definitely some kids that unfortunately do make it difficult for a lot of people in the school. But you just gotta learn to get past it, push past it, focus on the studies, focus on some of the extracurriculars. And it's in my experience, it's better to have a small group of really close, like dedicated friends than it is to have be well liked overall, but only in kind of the more vapid and shallow ways. I just know that 2 years ago at my school in 8th grade I lit the bathroom on fire. Oh, I know. At the school my wife teaches, they had to for a time put like, not necessarily security guards, but they had to like put teachers in the bathrooms and have dedicated bathroom breaks because people kept stealing or destroying the soap dispensers or the towel dispensers, or like someone smashed up a urinal. Because it was, you remember the devious licks TikTok trend or whatever? People were trying to emulate that, and so they kept destroying the bathroom, and it was horrible. It was, I feel bad. Yeah, I do. Oh, yeah, the devious licks. TikTok and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. Alright, the brakes are a little bit rough right now. That part is when I was in elementary school, they were still in elementary school. Oh jeez. That's because the poor janitors and like the custodial staff. If you can become half decent friends with the custodial staff, because the custodial staff, there's a trope. It's called the almighty janitor. these people, right, the custodial staff, they know more about the facilities and how things work than any teacher. So if you're ever like in a bind, like, oh my gosh, I need like X, Y, Z, what have you, or hey, I need where is the first aid kit, or something like that, or like, hey, like these people know the school, they know the facilities, they know sort of what goes on like the back of their hands, just because they're basically sort of everywhere, just kind of on the ground floor, kind of cleaning up everybody's mess, making sure things are properly maintained and everything. So it is good to be on good terms with the custodial staff, because one, they work hard, they work super hard, and two, because they usually have like quite a bit of wealth of knowledge and wisdom as well, with regards to how things are at the school. Definitely, if I became like an administrator or like principal, what have you, at a school, I would definitely I would have like new weekly meetings with the custodial staff, just to have them sort of lay it on me, what's good, what's bad, what needs to change, because they probably have the best sense of the overall general sense anyway of what's going on. Like, hey kids keep destroying this area. All right, cool. We'll get something. We'll find a way to fix that. Thank you for letting me know. Or hey, we got to be very careful. Maybe we can change what time we like mop the floors or whatever, because otherwise like a whole bunch of students like come through that area at a certain time. Someone tried to break into the school a long time ago. But like, okay, I can kind of understand maybe why you'd want to do that, because sometimes, especially if it's like a middle high school combination, like the high school, like the chemistry lab, that type of stuff, sometimes it does have like very expensive equipment in it that someone could probably be like, oh, this will be nice and easy, smash and grab, try to sell it and everything. But there's so many cameras around that school that it's just, it'd be very stupid to do that. Like, it may not seem like a hard target, because they're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be empty on these hours or what have you. Oh, bruh, jeez. And people are kind of deranged at times. Oof. I'm glad they at least forgot that. My word. Thankfully, we haven't had anything like that happen at any of my schools that I've been to. I think the worst thing that happened, at least in terms of something similar to that, was at college. There was, in colleges, a lot of colleges across America, they do a thing called like humans versus zombies, and it's basically zombies trying to tag humans, and the humans try to like shoot the zombies with like Nerf guns and stuff like that. Well, someone had painted some of the Nerf guns, make them kind of like tactical looking and everything, because it's you do that, you think, oh, it's all harmless and all that, but someone from the road saw someone entering a college campus with what looked like what they could have imagined a very weird looking gun, I guess, and they called it in, and there was so many police officers at the on campus. The poor guy, he was, thankfully nothing bad came of it. We just kind of had to postpone some of the events that we were doing, as well as kind of release a statement kind of to the community, like, oh no, this is fine. We had to do like a future rule change where basically you couldn't have painted Nerf guns They had to be very clearly look like Nerf guns. But yeah, the one guy, he was like he didn't know at the time, but like, oh my gosh, like that could have turned out really bad for him. I was in the one garage area because we were doing the Baja program, which is basically where you make a big off-road go-kart type of vehicle, and you use that in like a racing competition. Oh gosh. And you know, it's like golf cart, like, you know, it's only got like a 10 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine. The real design work is designing a good lightweight but still strong chassis for it, so as well as getting all the driveline components all proper, and finding a way to basically make get the most performance out of that little 10 horsepower engine. And you do everything from, you know, like a sled pull. Basically, you have a weighted sled, and you gotta tow it. Like, I think it's 150 to 200 meters. I think it's 200 meters. It's about an eighth of a mile, and they time you from start to stop. There's a hill climb where it's like a I think it's 25-degree hill, and basically they time you from start to stop climbing up it. And it's, you know, got rough terrain like rocks and logs and stuff like that, so it tests its off-road capabilities. There's the endurance race, where it's a 1 hour race with like fuel stops and everything, and it's basically how well is it on fuel, how good is it in the durability range, because it's still on a fairly rough off-road course. The car I have at the moment, fortunately spoken, has like 40 horsepower. 40cc engine. I mean, that's 40 horsepower is nothing to snuff at. But yeah, no, like it is a lot of fun. But it just shows how even like in the highly regulated like motorsports division, where the engines are supplied basically at cost, and they're building things just out of like tube metal. Like it gets pricey. Like each year we spend about 5 to 10 grand, depending on the updates we were doing to the chassis and what upgrades we were bringing to the table. And we were one of the smaller teams. Like some of them were spending well over like 20, 30 grand. We'd still be competitive though, especially in the endurance races. I did the endurance race one year, and that was so much fun. Especially because not too many people, at least younger college students, they didn't really understand the purposes of things like lifting coast, as well as, you know, more so keeping your vehicle, keeping consistent lap times, as opposed to going out for an all-out, you know, balls to the wall lap time. Because that allowed us to keep our vehicle, whereas other people were retiring due to, you know, suspension damage, or they rolled their vehicle. We were able to gain quite a few positions, even though we had a slower, fastest lap time. We finished kind of in the upper mid pack, and that was, oh dear, that was a lot of fun. Super fun. Where'd I go to college? I mean, so a lot of colleges do the SAE Baja stuff. It's usually part of like the mechanical engineering program. Other SAE competitions that different colleges do, though usually these are for larger colleges, are the SAE Formula Student. That's basically where you design a smaller like formula car to be used in competition, and they do things like, you know, autocross events, an endurance event, as well as a sprint race, and that is fun. I gotta go because if I had to, try to go to college. Yeah, no, the SAE competitions are super fun. My college, because it was a smaller college, we didn't do the Formula Student Usually those ones just that one is much more expensive, but it is a lot more in depth. There's a lot more you can design. You can do, you know, aerodynamic development of the vehicle with the front and rear wings and everything. You know, you're working with, you know, composite materials like the fiber reinforced plastic, or occasionally carbon fiber if you're a wealthy team. Is the money out of the students' pocket or the schools? Yes. So for us, we do fundraising each year to gradually kind of build up money for the trip and for the vehicle development and everything. We try to get local sponsors and everything. And occasionally, you know, previous previous alumni, people that had graduated and stuff like that, would give money as well to be a sponsor for the vehicle. And it's just kind of like, you know, in modern racing where you gotta have, you know, you gotta find a way to fund it. Occasionally, the school does provide a decent amount of money as well, but that depends entirely on the school too and their financial situation. But you know, definitely, if you want to do that, highly recommend kind of getting into like a lot of the sciences and maths now. I know exactly who sponsored me. Yeah, get the transmission company to do that. That'd be pretty cool. But you know, definitely recommend, if you want to do that, start getting into the sciences and the maths now. And especially begin learning how to do things like create a bill of materials, do documentation of, you know, the different pricing, and especially my biggest mistake, because it was very painful learning it post-college. Learn at least one solid CAD software, whether it's SolidWorks or CATIA or Creo Parametric. Learn at least one CAD software. I just have someone that knows quite a ton about cars, about geometry and tuning. A little bit, yeah. But in order to get that like really fine, deep, like that super fine analysis, and doing things like, you know, your finite element analysis or your aerodynamic analysis, you know, your fluid analysis, you need to have a very good grasp of the concepts and everything. Have a good grasp of the math. And especially make sure you have a very good CAD model, because the CAD model, we're gonna get blown out of the water this race, because when you're doing, because it's not just a competition, it's also, well, it is competition, but it's also, you're creating the other half of the competition outside of the performance range, is doing all the documentation and doing the reports and showing, you know, how the design came together, you know, all the analysis and everything, showcasing that yes, this is safe to drive, or showcasing, you know, why you ended up designing it that component the way you did. You even do things like the price, you know, price analysis as well. Like it is very intensive and very extensive as well. But that is being an engineer. You know, as cool as it is, you know, the getting the end result, getting, you know, the really cool airplane, you know, building the really cool airplane, or, you know, the high-end, you know, sports and supercars and everything, what have you. There is a lot of legwork you need to do prior to that. But it is a lot of fun though. It's worth it if you have the patience for it. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely recommend at least kind of taking a look at it. If I want, I could have someone build a whole chassis for me. Well, see, that's the other thing too, though. You got to be careful with that, because some, at least for the Baja, how are we outrunning a Ford GT? That's impressive. At least for the Baja, the chassis had to be designed fully in-house. So it had to be fabricated basically on site at the college. and it had to be kind of built by the students. You couldn't just pay to have someone design chassis for you. So it's good to know that as well, to have that knowledge going into it. I know how to do it for high school. Sweet, then you're ahead of the curve. You know how to do all the welds, cutting the tubing, all of that stuff. Nice. That's good. So basically, then big other thing is just learning a good getting proficient with CAD software, and then beginning to learn the math. You at least have one third of the mechanical, 1/3 of the way to becoming kind of a mechanical engineer. As it is basically a combination of the technical, the math, and the CAD. It all comes together, and that is the engineering. You gotta remember, I was raised around cars. Yeah. And it's good. It's good to have that experience as well. That is very valuable experience going in to the competition. Alright, let's pass this BMW over the jump. We can probably do battle with this BMW for most of this race. We're fast on the slower speed sections. The brakes though on this car are absolutely dreadful. Like we're very rapid on the straights and out of the corners, but in the heavy braking zones, the car definitely has just a little bit of issue. But yeah, no, if you're looking to become a mechanical engineer, definitely worth checking out. Definitely worth trying to get some of the training as early as possible as well. But one thing, regardless of what kind of engineering you get up into, you are going to need to learn your CAD software. That is crucial to engineering. That's how you do all your crazy analysis and everything. I mean, definitely want to keep your options open, whether you want to get into the trades or, you know, the engineering and stuff. Take a look at what kind of job opportunities around your area as well. I know you said you're down in Texas. There's quite a bit of like aerospace stuff in Texas, so that is always very nice, very enjoyable, very challenging too. But yeah, no, it's always good to kind of like look around the area, consider, you know, what you want to get into, and of course you're still young, you're still very young, so you don't have to like fully get the pressure, you know, feel the pressure right now. But definitely, at least going into high school, it's good to kind of begin, at least seriously considering what you wanna do and how you want to do it. Kind of begin laying the path forwards. Yeah, when I have enough money, I could probably buy some land, tiny business on it, have a repair shop. Yeah, that could be fun as well. Being your own boss, being a business owner. Like that is definitely one avenue if you want to get into like the trades and stuff like that. Become, you know, fully certified, get all those certifications, start work basically. At least begin building up money, get a steady job first, kind of working for either a dealership or an independent shop. Build up your experience, get all your ASE? I think it's ASE certifications for things like, you know, electrical, transmission repair, engine repair and stuff. And once you do that, then you can look up the, you know, the regulations and laws and everything, kind of begin pricing out, you know, land, building, or seeing if there's, you know, land, a building for sale and everything. Grandpa's kids got out of college with no debt. Nice. Yeah, I was fortunate enough. Repair shops are pretty profitable. Yeah, it's always good to get into. Obviously, do what you want to do. but also it's good to kind of balance that with what is financially viable as well. That way you can you can provide for family and everything, or provide for yourself, and you can kind of pursue the dreams that way. Like here in Maryland, mechanical engineer, it is pretty in demand, but it's good here, at least here, to have at least a secondary engineering background as well. Like for me, I have a little bit of background in electrical engineering and quite a bit of a background as well in chemical engineering. And the electrical knowledge helped me get my current job with the electromechanical engineer. Basically, I'm making sort of interface switches and everything for power tools. I have a license to drill now. Also, if you had me inherit the shop, that's already good. 70% having the check done. That is true. If you can find either the land or like a building that's already being sold, it does save you the time and resources required to build a shop from scratch. But with that as well, with owning a shop, eventually you want to be hiring your own people. You want to maybe, at least if you're going down the trade route, it might be a good idea then to take a couple community college courses on like the business and finances. That way, you can properly, cross your T's, dot your I's, and make sure you have a proper profitable plan going down in the future. That way, you don't just buy up a shop and then be like, oh my gosh, things are super expensive. I wasn't planning for this. You can kind of have a plan for the future. I mean, I'm hyper cautious anyway, but just something to consider as well. I know it's so crazy. He's been running business, but he is. He's selling on the market for 1.7 million. Depending on the property, that sounds about right, and maybe just a little bit high, depending on the square footage and everything, and if that's coming with a whole bunch of equipment or not. Yeah, that's the other thing as well, is occasionally you do have for certain businesses, sometimes it's very, very difficult to sell land, because sometimes it's just not. It's very, very difficult to find the right buyer for that type of stuff. And let's bring up the random number generator. Let's see. That comes with everything besides the furniture connected to the house. Okay. All right, we got five vehicles. Let's bring up the random number generator, and it is 1. Oh gosh. The shop's connected to the house, and we're gonna sell everything besides the second property where we switch price. That's probably another thing that makes it a little bit difficult as well, with it being so close and connected to a residential property. That may be that's probably gonna make it just a little bit difficult as well, because then you run a risk of well, what if my new neighbors don't quite like me or what have you. It can definitely is a potential downside of purchasing a property like that. As well as depending on where you live, it may or may not be sort of out of the way. Anyway, let's this car is terrifying. So we're gonna get this thing. We're gonna try to make this thing just a little bit more bearable, because this car is an oversteery monster, and I don't want an oversteery monster. It is a rear engine, short wheelbase, high power to weight ratio, low grip vehicle. I've been debating on this, but I've written out one space has the shop. Put some money per day, or we could just sell the shop full. That's a tricky one. Unfortunately, I don't know. That is a very tricky situation. It might be a good idea to maybe test the waters and see, especially if the shop hasn't sold yet. Maybe test the waters and begin kind of renting out a bay or two and see if that gets people to bite. Because then at least you're still in full ownership of the shop and you get money, you get sort of additional income over top of that. But on the downside though is that then you're sharing a workspace. You know, you're sharing, you know, you are sharing some level of risk with another person that you may or may not know and stuff. Maybe since it hasn't sold in 5 years, something's gonna sell. Yeah, the big issue I think is with it being connected or very close to the property of the house. It's probably making it a little bit more risky of a buy. And that's probably turning off some potential investors from that. But I don't know the full story. I don't have the full pictures. And real estate pricing is well outside of my wheelhouse. Oh, this thing is a twitchy little car. The rear engine cover is lifted up high so that they can fit the larger engine in it. I think there's a lot of people don't know this, but we don't live on the land. It's just so we saw the cars. They're gonna live where I live. It's like a good thin-minute drive. True, but with it being like a residential property attached to a commercial property, that probably does pose some risk, especially if like someone doesn't want to live there. And it also depends on whether he's trying to sell it as a commercial property with a residential property attached, or if he's trying to sell it as a residential property with a commercial property attached. Either way, you're basically looking for a very select niche of investor, of person looking to buy. And that's gonna make things just a little bit difficult. Commercial property with house attached. Yeah, so with that, you know, when people are looking to buy commercial properties, they're mostly looking at basically how can they begin making profit immediately, and then later down the line as well. And while overall that is, you know, that it does have a very high property value, for someone that's just going to be purely investing in commercial properties, they're probably going to be finding, you know, garages, just commercial properties are maybe cheaper or about at the same price without the risk of being attached to a residential property. So that may be the current issue. That being said though, I am definitely not a finance guy. So that may be something to potentially consult something like a real estate agent, or you know, something like that with, see if maybe they can work out a better deal. You know, the good thing, you can walk from the house to the garage after work, then just down the sidewalk for like 30 seconds. True, but if someone has enough money to invest in a garage, they probably already own a house, and they may not be willing to take on not only, you know, a big investment for commercial property, but then also up and move as well. Like I said, you're looking at a very niche, very small subset of potential commercial buyers with that offer. Oh, this thing is a tricky car. This thing is so twitchy, and every time I go over a bump, it wants to like snap over steer. I'm hoping eventually it gets a little bit better to drive. I don't care if they don't buy it or not, because I really like having the property if he wants to sell it. I mean, understandable, you know, if he's getting older and everything, he probably doesn't want to, you know, continuously work to maintain the property and also, you know, have it as a business. Probably wants to retire at some point, and that may be oh my gosh, this thing is dicey around the turns. That may be kind of, you know, what he is sort of hedging his bets on to kind of get, you know, a bit more of a comfortable retirement. Though since he is, you know, owner of the property and everything, it may be better to potentially rent out the bay as well. He plans to retire this year, but he's 5 years limited. I think he probably just wants to either sell off the property first and foremost. I think, granted, obviously I'm not in his mind and stuff, but the you know, you can probably get a bit better quality of life with retirement if you sell that and everything, and kind of then use that, you know, invest, get you know, dividends and everything in either like the stock market or, you know, in you know, fund, you know, different funds, mutual funds and stuff. That way you can get a consistent kind of revenue stream as well, and not have to worry about, you know, cost of living increases, drying up potential savings and stuff quicker than he initially anticipated. But one other avenue could be renting out like a bay or two, because then he is getting consistent money as well. He's still owner of the property, and maybe if, you know, that'll also allow people, you know, that may also allow him to be like, okay, you've rented this for so many months now, would you like to buy the full property? Here's the potential like contract. It'll at least then get people, you know, interested in, and allow them to kind of see the pros and cons of the property. Maybe get them interested in buying after renting it. That may be a potential fudge stuff. And so also what he's probably gonna do with the money after he's gonna buy cars, working on them and selling them. It's like buy another property to store. Okay, so basically real life car mechanic simulator, where you just buys older vehicles, fixes them up, sells them for profit. Nice. If you already have all the tools and stuff for that and the experience, not a horrible way to do that. All right, we gotta adjust this. We gotta adjust a few more settings, because right now this vehicle is so twitchy. He's never gonna stop working on cars. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Once an automotive enthusiast, always an automotive enthusiast. But he probably just wants to do that more so, just less so as a business and more so as a hobby, but something that you can potentially get as a, you know, but still keep a steady revenue stream and all that stuff. Blue Trap Limited Race. This should be an interesting one. Now I'll do the Italian Car Limited Race. Actually, I'm gonna size retirement exactly. Just to kind of, you know, add, you know, get a little bit extra spending money, you know, that type of stuff. Maybe have that go into other investments and everything. Especially with inflation the way it is and everything like that, I can imagine that some people close to retirement are like, well, now I don't know if, you know, I don't know if I have enough and everything, because if cost of living like rapidly increases, that can eat into your savings a lot quicker than you initially planned it for. and you know you may have to kind of either re-enter the workforce or find get into like investing, take some slightly risky investments maybe, and hope that pans out. The house is going to move into when the property sells. Well, they can't take good care of it anymore. They moved to a rental house they own. Probably smaller, a bit less upkeep and everything. Bit easier to maintain, probably easier to move around in as well. Yeah, that's probably a smart idea. My grandparents and in-laws, they're potentially looking to move out of their property as well because it's just getting difficult to kind of navigate. They kind of want to move to like a one floor house. It's a bit closer to the rest of the family as well. That way, we can come visit them more often, kind of take care of them a bit more. Oh my, jeez. Okay. That snap understeer there. Because of visits. Sweet, nice. Always good to visit family and stuff. That's why with my family, I made sure to kind of move. Also, it's just a one big yeah. Because when you get older, stairs become your mortal enemy. Stairs become very tricky to navigate. So it's good. It is good to kind of when you get older, good to move to like a one-story house, or at least very least something with much more mobility options. Because otherwise, you do risk hurting yourself, what have you, and it becomes much more tricky to kind of move around and everything. So yeah, that's definitely good to move to like a one-story or a more, even if it's a two-story house, one with stairs that are much less hazardous. Alright, let's see if we can't get past that Pantera. That one is also an older vehicle. Got the Ford V8 in it. It's an Italian car with an American heart. Absolutely gorgeous car. Wish it was in more racing games. Very nice vehicle. But we're gonna try to get back in front of it after that second lap collision. The Alfa Romeo, we're closing in on that too. Also, just this kind of random sunlight property and all, and he's keeping his cars. Yeah, if you can find a good space to move them to as well, depending on if they're on the property being sold or not. Yeah, I still think it might be a better idea to do the renting first. Just kind of test the waters with that. And that Pantera's got that straight line speed though. But I can definitely understand the attachment to the vehicles, especially if he's had them for a long time and they're beautifully restored. If they find enough land to store the cars, they're gonna be part of the property. But when we find some, we're gonna sell. Sweet. Best of luck with that. I know one guy in college, and I went to college up in like northwestern Pennsylvania, so we get a lot of snow there. One guy in college, he took his motorcycle up, and since college didn't really have any garages, he rented out a storage unit and just used that basically as like a mini garage for his motorcycle for when he would go riding on it. That probably isn't a possibility for your grandpa's cars. But if he has any motorcycles, that may be at least someplace we can move them to, depending on the price and everything. Especially if you get one of the climate-controlled ones. We probably want to worry about that. I don't want to worry about that confusing property sales. True. One thing at a time. Last thing you need is get, you know, the decision paralysis where you're trying to worry about too many tasks at once and you end up doing nothing. Man, this car is absolutely dreadful to drive. I'm getting a little bit better at it. Kind of getting used to how the rear-engined, no traction control, really old tired vehicle wants to handle around some of these turns. But yeah, it's very easy to lose the rear on this car. Gotta be very smooth with it. Just imagine buying a property because, you know, you're gonna sell the other one. The other one never sells. Yeah, now you're left with two properties. Oh, we just barely hit the wall. That's unfortunate. Now you're left with even more property taxes as well. Very tricky financial situation. It's good that your family kind of has, you know, a plan for that and everything. It's kind of taking it one step at a time as well. Alright, final lap. I don't think we're gonna catch fully the Alfa Romeo, but we're getting close. Especially through the chicane. We're able to gain a lot of time there. But they do have an advantage compared to us on the straight. They got about an extra 100 horsepower. And they got a lot more stability over some of the bumps and everything. Oh, down to 1.2 seconds though. If we had one more lap, we could probably stage a steady comeback. But they're gonna have a better exit out of that corner. We're under steering. Exit the conversation. Most expensive car you sold in Car Mechanic Simulator. Probably the fully tuned Porsche Carrera RS Panamerica. That one, probably the most expensive one. That one's about like 120,000 with the restoration bonus and everything. Somewhere on that range. That one was very good. That one was fully tuned. I think that the most expensive stock vehicle we sold was maybe the DC Typhoon. I think. That was one of the first vehicles we restored though, so that's way back. Good old touring car race here. Try to handle this thing. Try to rustle this thing around the Nürburgring. I can't imagine that's gonna go well. We can try to win a race on low end steering. I just look at the time I'm probably gonna have to get a bit about 20 minutes, so I'll probably used to be sometimes just in Discord. Alright, sounds good. Yeah, we'll probably be getting at least 3 vehicles fully tuned or going till midnight, whatever comes first. Already got the first one fully tuned with the Evo. Now we have this little A-bar. An entire 1 liter of displacement in such a tiny car. See you later. Alright, take care. Have a great night, rest well, have fun at school tomorrow. Hopefully it's not nearly crazy. Hope it's not too crazy. But it is Friday. It's a happy almost Friday. Ooh, dicey. On the brakes. If you don't brake in a completely straight line, the car wants to rotate a lot. Like it just wants to turn around the corners. It wants to spin. Man, I gotta be very careful with that. Alright, under the Dunlop Bridge. Yeah, alright. We're pretty good now. Pretty solid. We got this, I think. Okay, right. But this car, very dicey around the corners. Gotta be very, very gentle with it. Absolutely gorgeous car though, like, just looking at this, like, this has a lot of detail in it. Very, very cool vehicle. It's basically a racing car, a street legal racing car. Probably is close to a racing car. Sprockets, welcome to the stream, hope you're doing well today. We're driving this vehicle. It's a little Fiat 500 that's been tuned by Abarth and has engine swapped with a full 1 liter displacement powerhouse. And you might think, 1 liter? I've had sodas with more displacement than that. That is true. But in such a tiny car, this thing is terrifying to drive because it's rear engined, it's got no grip, and it just slides everywhere. So I'm spending most corners counter steering pretty much the entire way around. Oh gosh, I just realized the backwards radion, the end of the tail going into the back of the cat. This is gonna be tricky. This is gonna be tricky. I'm just gonna go full throttle. No lift. If I lift, I'm gonna spin. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, if you lift, I think you're gonna end up spinning in that corner, so you almost have to go full throttle. Gonna top out around 130 miles an hour. That's quite fast for just a liter engine with the aerodynamics of an egg. Okay, got it slowed down, get it turned in. That was actually really, really smooth. I think we got the setup just right now with this car, where unless we're hitting some really bumpy roads, or like some major off-road sections, what have you, like it's just on the edge of control. It's still fast enough. We can still get that rotation to get around the corners really quickly, which is good. It's exactly how a rear-engine, rear-wheel drive car should drive. Very twitchy, right on the limits. Oh yeah, but this thing, it was tuned by Abarth, the famed Italian tuners. They've made so many cool vehicles, so many high-performance Fiats, as well as they made the a high-performance version of an Auto Bianchi as well. Not familiar with the Auto Bianchi A112. It's basically just take the Austin Cooper, or the Austin Mini, you know, the classic Mini Cooper, and then make it Italian. And that is the Auto Bianchi A112. Little tiny car, about 63 horsepower within the Abarth tune. Sub 1 liter displacement, very, very popular in sort of grassroots rally racing and touring car racing. Absolutely adorable little car. It's one of the first. It's definitely one of the earlier vehicles you win. One of the earlier vehicles you can win in Gran Turismo 4 as well. I think you win that from the K-car race, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But that little car, absolutely a blast to drive. And it was also featured in a couple different rally racing games, like Sebastian Loeb Rally Evo. And I absolutely love driving it because it's super lightweight, very tossable, but you know, it's still got plenty of control and just enough power to make things interesting, make things fun. Very, very fun in rally racing though. Wish there was some more games as well. sub 3-minute lap time. That's actually pretty respectable. That is very, very good. We beat out a lot of faster opponents there. Granted, it is low in searing, which, you know, isn't too dicey. The vehicle all leveled up. Thankfully it does level up really quickly, which is good. Means we won't have to suffer through it too much. There we go. Alright, we get a free week as well. So let's see. Especially with this being such an interesting and strange vehicle, there is a chance that there is a race that we can enter that will allow us a new vehicle, because we've gotten really close. We've gotten really close to getting pretty much every single vehicle in the game. And I know we're missing some of the F-class cars. We may be missing a few others as well. So it's always good to check every once in a while. Just make sure you're not missing anything. You know, there's nothing out of the ordinary. I like how this is the only track they use for the Italian car race. It's like this is the only Italy track. Hope you like Venice. Alright, cool. So that's all that. Alright, good old touring car race. It'll be a very interesting one. It'll be a very interesting one. Single lap around in Nürburgring Nordschleife. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a whirl. In the rear-engined, terrifying little A-bar. Two, one. Alright, let's roll. Oh gosh, we almost got turned around right at the very start. Alright, let's get out of this cluster, you know what? Dueling it out with the Nissan Z. Oh, speaking of which, on my way into work today, I saw the brand new Nissan Z on the road. It was in this dark, like, metallic red color. And I had to double take when I saw it, because it looks really good in real life. Like, oh my word. Like, it almost kind of looks like a retro reimagining of, like, the 240Zs with the kind of sharper front grille and the lift back design. It looks basically like you kind of put like a hyper modern body kit on an older like 240Z, but it looks really good. Like I thought it looked okay from like the pictures and everything, but in real life, especially in like darker colors, like in that dark kind of like ruby red color, it looked really nice. That's the first one I've ever seen in real life too. Prior to that, I'd only seen him in like the pictures on the interwebs, or like reading about, because there's not too many dealerships that have been getting the Nissan Zs, and the ones that have, from what I gathered from like the listings, they're listing at like an extra like $10,000, $15,000 above MSRP. So I'm like, oh wow. That is well above my price points, and I don't have the space to store it either. But yeah, no, it looks surprisingly good. Oh, so okay, right. Gotta brake in a straight line. That's gonna be very difficult on a Nordschleife, because oh boy, there is very few straights. Like you're pretty much constantly turning, constantly working the wheel on this track. So this is gonna be a tricky one. Like, we got the setup decent enough. But some of the faster cars up against are gonna kind of blow us out of the water just a little bit. Like that BMW, it's practically modern in comparison to our old A-bar. Oh. Okay. This section's gonna be fun. Let's at least try to get 4th place back. Maybe even 3rd. 5th through 3rd are just in front of us. As long as we can avoid spinning like a top, we should be alright. But this car is pain. I'm kind of terrified to see what some of the other incredibly high-powered or high-powered weights classic cars are in this game. Like the Shelby Cobra. That's gonna be, because that one's got over 400 horsepower and is also very, very lightweight. That one's gonna be tricky to drive. And that one also has a massive torque of the V8 as well. This one at least doesn't have a whole lot of torque. So I don't have to worry too much about power oversteer. I get lift off oversteer and braking oversteer. But thankfully I can get on the power fairly early onto the straights without spinning. It actually kind of helps stabilize the vehicle with it being rear engine and whatnot. Alright, back up into 4th. 3rd is just up ahead. The Nissan Z. We can duke it out there. That RX-7 and the BMW are miles ahead now. Very, very far ahead. They kind of had a bit more. They didn't make the stupid mistakes we did, and 2, they got some serious power. Oh, save it. Yeah, I can't imagine us getting any upgrades after this race. Still fun to do. Trying to drive this tricky little beastie around the Nordschleife. I mean, look at this. It's an adorable little killer. It's adorably homicidal. Oh gosh. Yes, I am an idiot trying to pass through the carousel. Do I regret that? Yes. Will I do it again? Also yes. Carousel is basically a one-line turn. Alright. Let's just finish the lap up now. It's a lot of high and mid-speed corners. A lot of undulation. It's gotta be gentle with both the brakes and throttle and the steering. Oh gosh, okay. Braking right at the dip probably wasn't the smartest idea because that really upset the balance of the vehicle. Oh, jeez. Alright, yeah, this definitely... It's a handful. What do you guys think about this little adorable vehicle? Great car. Oh man. I would be terrified to drive it in anger in real life. But definitely a vehicle I kind of only carry to about 80% of its about 80%. Definitely don't want to try to drive it, you know, at its limit of grip. Because it's one of those vehicles where it's decent enough right up until you get to the limit. But as soon as you go over the limit, like even the tiniest bit over the limit, the vehicle's like, alright, you pushed it too far, buddy. That's the last straw, pal. And it just immediately tries to rip your head off. Oh, I see. Which makes it difficult because on the Nordschleife, because of all the bumps and everything, it's quite difficult to find exactly where the safe limit is. That's why you see so many compilations of people wrecking the cars on the track. Because it's a very tricky course. There's a reason. There's a reason it is called the Green Hell. It's even more terrifying is that they used to drive Group C cars on the full circuit, the old full circuit, and up until recently, that's where the full length lap record. That was the full length lap record. It was from a Porsche Group C car driven around the Nordschleife, which is scary, very, very scary. Under the bridge, slight left, a little bit on the curb. Alright. Graze the brakes, try not to go off-road too much. Yeah, we're not going to get any upgrade points at all at this rate. Just gradually get back on the throttle. There we go. Woo! Look at the heat map of this. Oh my word. It is just collision, overtake, then overtaken, hit the wall, gone off course. Oh, that is an ugly heat map of the race. Oh man. We got nothing. Yep. That kind of figured that. That was fun though. We had fun and that's all that matters. Alright, let's go win a race. Ooh, that's gonna be a tricky one. Race or real sports cars? Literally all of these are Class A cars. Like, freaking, even the EB110 is like a mid-level vehicle. You know, something's a little bit fishy. Alright, let's go back. Let's do another city street circuit, the Pacific Challenge. Yeah. Should be fun. Let's do it. Three, two, one. Alright, let's go. I like how crazy high this engine revs as well. For being a vehicle created in the late 60s, early 70s, like this is like an insanely high red line. Like it's like, what, almost 9,000? Yeah, almost 9,000 RPM. Gotta be gentle around some of the bumpier corners, like right there. It's gonna cause the car to get just a little bit crossed up. You can kind of smoothly slide around some of the corners though, like there. As long as we can kind of anticipate it, we can catch it. We already have this vehicle set up for quite a bit of understeer and stability. But it still might not be enough. It still may be just a little bit risky. A little bit risky, a little bit frisky. Alright. Come on, big push now, up the hill. carry as much speed as you can, because even though it is a leader vehicle, and it's a very light one at that, doesn't have a whole lot of torque, doesn't have a whole lot of hill climb capabilities. Saved it. Do some skids in the parking lot. Alright, now the downhill section. Whee! Nice. I want to start braking around 100. Alright. We try to go a little bit too fast at that corner. We don't want to do that next time. Want to have a nice clean lap. But so far so good. We're well ahead of the competition. Oh, there we go. Saved it. This thing sounds so nice, though. I can only imagine what it's going to sound like in its, you know, higher tune stage. Be a very, very solid competitor, actually. Once you come to grips with it. Like we're beating, you know, RX-7s and the like. This is very, very respectable power. Alright. Easy. Alright, let's get back on the throttle. Let's keep pushing. Past all the expensive villas. Give them a good show of some nice classic Italian beauty. Just a little bit of curb there. Don't upset the car too much though. There we go. Onto the brakes a bit earlier. Much smoother. Much better. Much less slidiness there. Alright, down the hill. We may want to brake just a little bit before the 100-meter mark. Whoa! We want to make sure we brake in a straight line, too. Wow! Alright. Jeez. Alright, so we want to make sure we don't brake right after we land where the vehicle is just still super squirrely. Oh man. It's a tricky little car. Like I said, if you get just barely over the limits of performance, it wants to bite your head off. But I mean, look at this. This is an adorable little monster with a massive A-bird tune engine in it. This would be a vehicle like this would be fun to have in like Car Mechanic Simulator, or even like a base Fiat 500. I kind of miss the Malik from Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. I looked up. It's not in 2018. Rest in peace, the Malik. The tiny little Italian fireball. But that'd be a fun car to bring back. Something kind of rear engine and air cooled, or you know, like a Volkswagen Beetle-esque car. That's totally not a Beetle, but is a Beetle. Yeah, this lap's gonna be a little bit slower than the last lap. Well, maybe. If we can take this corner better, we might be able to go faster. But it's gonna be tough. Alright, cool. So, braking on that corner is just, it's a toying course as to how you want to do it. because no matter what you do, it's not gonna end pretty. Wow. That may be enough for a level up. Thankfully so. There we go. Nice. Alright. That is a good... Not nearly enough for the rankings. But, you know, it's solid. It's decent. It's okay. Alright. Let's see what the next race is. Maybe we can do another tie-in race. Oh, we do have the Road Regatta Championship, though. Ah! Yeah. Yeah. Fun. Let's do the Italian car race. We can at least, you know, have a little bit of fun here at Marco Strada. Keep the tracks varied. Plus, also, Marco Strada is one of my favorite courses in the game. Wish it was some more high-level races. Let's go. Big push. Gentle coming out of the turn one. Gotta be very, very careful braking going into the chicane. Do all of our braking in a straight line. Don't really want to turbo brake too much with this car, especially on the urban tracks, of which there are many. Because the urban tracks already will cause the vehicle to go just a little sideways. But yeah, here we go. We got this. We can do a nice clean race on Marco Strada. With the opponents well behind us. We may even get a chance to lap a few of them, with it being this many laps. So we're already probably, what, 10, 12, 13 seconds ahead after the first lap. Gonna be even further ahead after that corner there. Like, we can probably get within striking distance of the back marker cars right now. Within, like, probably by the end of lap 4. Like, we're already about half a lap, give or take, a half a lap or a third of a lap ahead of them. Yeah, we're just kind of bullying the AI here. We probably could have done the Road Regatta Championship. That, or we'd end up completely blindsided by the speed of the modern rally and touring cars and stuff. So it's one of those. How much do we want to risk? Like, I know we're gonna lose a little bit more ranking points here. This will at least help us level up the vehicle so we can be a bit more competitive in the next race. So right now, I need some grippier tires more than anything else, just so we can kind of catch the car a little bit better. And as you can see, we're about 2/3 of a lap ahead of the back markers. There's basically only one, maybe 2 corners separating them from us. Yeah, about 2, on average, about 2 corners throughout a lap. But we will quickly catch them up. Right, nice and easy. boy. Alright. Come on. Gotta be gentle. Alright, now it's just within one corner. We should be behind them probably by the end of this lap. Nice and smooth. Ooh, alright, got a little bit sideways there. Got even more sideways here. Easy, catch it. Catch it, Isaac. This is a fun car to drive though. It's very lively. It takes no prisoners. Oh wow. This is kind of sad. Literally a Group B, the road-going version of a Group B rally car, in dead last place. Why? It's so much faster than that. Come on. Like, I can kind of expect the Alfa Romeo SZ to be far behind, because that one's not... It's not a quick car. It's a cool car. It's a very cool looking car. But far from a quick car. But the fact that we have, oh, geez, save it. The fact that we have, you know, a little road-going version of a Group B car just puttering around, that's kind of sad. Like, it's getting absolutely spanked by most of the pretty much everyone else here. Big oof. Nice. Oh my gosh, we did a full clean race too. Heck yeah. Sweet. That's this car leveled up a little bit more. Give me them grippy boys. Alright, not quite. One more level to get the full on grippy boys. The extra grippy tires. Yeah, our ranking is tanking. Come on. I gotta enter a harder race here. With it at its maximum lightness and more power, we should be able to enter a little bit trickier race. I think a limited race here. Ooh. Do we want to duel ourselves in the rain? Yes, we do. Oh, this is gonna be great. A mirror match in the rain. Alright, good start. Alright. Oh, gee. Okay, we're gonna basically be tiptoeing it around for about 8 laps. And praying we don't spin the thing. Welcome, Mr. Midnight. Hope you're doing well today. Oh, that was the slightest clap of the wall. Yeah, if you want to see what car we're driving this. And the reason I show this so much is because this is one of the hardest vehicles to drive in-game. With it being a rear-engined, super lightweight Fiat 500. You know, the old Fiat 500s. That has then been modified with a 1-liter engine tuned by Abarth on very, very old tires. And trying to drive it around. Granted, I've done quite a bit of setting adjustments to it to kind of make it a little bit more balanced. But, oh my word. This thing, like you can see, I am just on the very limited control. But sad NBA facts. The Hornets are the only NBA team that has never played a Christmas Day game. Huh. So what makes that a sad fact? Is that just, you know, due to the fact that they you know, the Christmas games usually amongst, you know, usually amongst teams that are like higher ranking, or what determines who plays the Christmas Day game or not? I guess the sad fact is that so many teams have had to play on Christmas. Because, you know, with Christmas, you wanna be with family and everything like that. You know, you wanna be around, you know, with family, opening presents, or you know, having a nice meal. I've normally never been the greatest team. Fair, true point. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of, like, at the very least, like Christmas and Easter. Definitely not a big fan of like sporting events taking place during that time period. It's like, you know, you want people, even like, you know, the athletes, they want to be home. They want to be with family, you know, and stuff like that. Well, I imagine like a good chunk of them do. So for them to be out in the field, or out in the courts, that's got to be very distracting. Let's know, but the Hornets drafted Kobe Bryant and then traded him before he even played for them. Wow. Jeez, they had you know, basically generational talents on their team. They just never used. They never used them. Big oof. Ooh, that could have been so much worse. Oh, trying to drive this thing on the wet cobbled streets of Venice. Oh man, this is an absolute handful to drive. And if you're watching, like, if you look at the center, that logo in the middle, the VGS, you can see my front wheels, the steering inputs I'm doing. And like more often than not, I'm steering the opposite direction I'm turning. Just trying to keep the car under control. Because, oh my word. This thing, oh, fun, is tricky. It's a tricky car. We gotta minimize our collisions though, because I want to try to get as many tuning points as possible to get those tire upgrades. Biggest things I've ever seen as Kobe went on to win 5 NBA championships. 3 people from 2000 to 2002, and then back and back in 09 and 2010. Yeah, like, oh my gosh, can you imagine like what the Hornets would be like today if they had used them? Then again, though, it is, you know, basketball is still a heavy team sport. Even if, you know, Kobe Bryant was a generational talent, would the other players be able to kind of match that and also sort of, you know, be able to support him when he needs it? Because you can't just rely on, as much as we like to kind of idolize, you know, the superstar players, you can't just rely on one guy. You need a solid team around that guy as well, in order for them to be able to bring out the best on the court. And it's the same with racing as well. You need a good strategy team, a good, you know, pit crew and everything. Good race engineers, good mechanics, in order to get, you know, the driver to, you know, to the front of the field and keep them there. You need some of the best strategists, especially if they don't have, you know, the best vehicle. That strategy plays a very important part. That's why even Ferrari, despite the fact that they've had quite a few challenges for the title in recent years, they've always come up short, because while they're able to get really, really good drivers, and occasionally they're able to produce a really, really good car, their strategy team absolutely drops the ball. And that makes it very, very difficult for the drivers to compensate. To the point where when Sebastian Vettel was at the end of his contract at Ferrari, he was basically acting as his own strategist and was like, okay, here's what we're doing. Exactly, Alan Everson. Everson? Was a generational talent, but he never won any championships. They get to the finals and won 2001. But then Shaquille O'Neal and the Lakers were too much for the 76ers. Oh gosh, no. Iverson. Okay, so it's a hard I. Iverson. Thank you. Iverson. Woo. Okay, this car is absolutely terrifying to drive. Just wants to rotate. Get rotated, idiot. Just be smooth. Okay. Whew. That was much closer than I wanted it to be. Much closer than I had any right to be. And man. Oh, that was way too difficult. Oh my word. We at least had a couple clean laps though, which is nice. But man, that was a very tricky race. Keeping the car under control. Just talking about the same Allen Iverson that knows how to triple. Oh yeah, I remember seeing the video you sent. So I'm like, that's alright, welcome to the stream Adachi Ku. Welcome to the stream Adachi. Hope you're doing well. Right now we're driving an absolutely terrifying little tiny car. Thankfully it's a little bit better now compared to how it was previously, but this car, very, very fast, but it wants to spin. It wants to spin a lot. And I'm gonna showcase that by doing, what would be a good final race? Can we do the Baja Mirage? Ooh, we may actually be able to do this. We get to see how well this car performs on the off-road sections. Maybe. I hope we don't spin. But this is gonna be an interesting one. Because with it being a rear engine, we get quite a bit of grip off of the line for acceleration. Also, welcome to stream, Rebecca. Hope you're doing well. Baseball's the same. Generation players cannot carry a team alone. Angels have Mike Trout and Shohei. Oh gosh, Shohei Ohtani. So the greatest baseball players of this century, and the Angels are under 500 now. Ouch. That's rough. Or I think it was Ichiro Suzuki. That was another like really good player, and he was with the in Seattle. Oh, Ohtani. Okay, not Ontani, Ohtani. But I believe like Ichiro Suzuki, he was playing for for Seattle, and despite having like, you know, like the all-time greatest hit, like all-time hit record, or at the very least very close to the top of like all-time hits, they just weren't able to really use him all that well. NBA players have tough names to pronounce, like Mr. Curry. Yes, Stefan is pronounced slowly for him. Oh yeah, no, like just names in general. I feel so bad when I mispronounce names, because in real life my name gets, at least my last name gets mispronounced so much as well. With it being an American butchering of a German butchering of a British last name. It is very. I'm usually pretty understanding because I'm like, oh yeah, no, I butcher names all the time too. So please, I totally understand. You don't have to apologize if you butcher mine. But yeah, no, it is very. Names are tricky. Like even in motorsports, like names are tricky there. Like especially like you have names like Giancarlo Fisichella, or Jarno Trulli, or freaking Kimi Räikkönen. How many K's in Kimi Räikkönen? Yes. How many N's? Yes. How many other weird little symbols? Yes. And it is Draymond Green. Draymond Green. The Mon is pronounced like a Jamaican. Welcome to Jamaica Mon. Yeah. Sweet. So that's a bit more easy to pronounce. And I guess it depends on like what kind of culture you kind of grew up in or around. Like certain names are much easier to pronounce than others for me, just because I've grown up with a lot of people like, oh yeah, you can kind of roughly figure out, you know, how the names are pronounced, because you've been around so many other people. Anyway, let's get the display capture up. Let's see what vehicle we're driving. High chance it's going to be a rally car. Very, very high. Basically, it's a 80% chance it's going to be a rally car. And it is not a rally car that we're driving. We're instead driving the JGTC Nismo GTR. Mwah, beautiful car. Really, really great vehicle. And it's pronounced Celtics. Yeah, I keep making that mistake because I'm like, oh yeah. You know, like Celtic and everything. But no, it's Celtics. Yeah, Ichiro played for the Mariners. He had 3,000 hits in the MLB. With kind of Japan hits, he had over 4,000, more than Pete Ross. Was MLB all-time of 42 hits. Okay, so it's kind of like technicalities almost in a way, where it's like, what's you know, how do you measure like overall hits? Do you just measure, you know, in just one series alone? Do you measure overall? And so it's kind of a toss up then. Luke Kennard's last name is pronounced with a hard R. Kennard's. Oh boy. Ooh. We actually got a decent chance here with this. And we could potentially win a Nissan R390. That is a long race though. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna get a whole bunch of upgrades really early on. We get to drive at night at Tsukuba for 15 laps too. Or the reverse version of Tsukuba. Oh, and this is gonna be great. The sound this car makes. Ooh, a little bit of wheel spin on launch. Alright, we're getting pushed inwards. Oh, the speed though. The grip, the downforce. That being said, that we need to get back up ahead. We need to get back up ahead of everyone else. We got a lot of time to do that though, but we don't want to lose the rear of the pack. Can't even count how many times it took me to pronounce Giannis. Yeah, his name. That's right, there's a guy I used to go to school with. His last name was Papa Georgopoulos. And, oh my gosh, that one was a bit of a mouthful as well. Because it was, like, slightly off spelling. Like, it wasn't a full-on, like, Greek origination like you'd expect it would. So it was very, 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 very difficult to spell. Not too hard to pronounce once you heard him say it. but very, very difficult to spell. Alright, we need to gain a little bit more speed here. We need to at least try to finish 4th. Ideally, maybe a little bit higher up on the grid. It's kind of gets made fun of though. I mean, you'd think so, but he was like actually a fairly popular guy. But he was like, you know, super athletic and everything like that, so I guess that made up for the awkward name. And there's something interesting about Mario Kart? Sure, let's hear it. What's some interesting stuff about Mario Kart? Oh gosh. I think this may be outside of our wheelhouse just yet, because most of these vehicles are much heavier, have a much higher stage of tune. Yeah, we finished. We did pretty poorly there. Rankings going down the drain. Alright. In the Wii, the inside drift bikes are some of the best vehicles, but in 8, they're some of the worst ones. Yeah, they completely kind of changed. Completely changed the physics and handling and everything of those bikes. Makes it very interesting going between the games. So I know like Funky Kong with the chopper. Oh my gosh, that is basically like the OP combination. Like if you go into like a lot of the online time trials and stuff, like you'll see some like Daisy and a few like super lightweight characters too. Like, well, not Daisy, but like Baby Daisy especially. But for like the heavy characters, you're almost always going to see Funky Kong and the Flame Runner, exactly. Daisy and Mach Bike, yep, and then there's Baby Daisy and one of the one of the bikes as well. I can't remember the names of the bikes. there's so many carts. The bullet bike, yes, that one. Thank you. Those ones you used to see all the time on like the time trial leaderboards in the Wii version of the game. Like as much fun as Wii was, like it definitely had a balancing issue. Holy mother of holy. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to catch the R390. That one is an entire tier above us in terms of performance. But we can try. We can definitely try. Deluxe had a balance problem until early this year. That's true too, yeah. Like I think, with the exception of, even like the original Mario Kart had some balancing issues between like the AI and stuff, with them having items that you couldn't have and everything. Yeah, I guess Mario Kart games in general aren't really known for their balance. But still, it's good to be able to have at least multiple viable options. Waluigi and Wiggler, they were both OP. Yeah, I was familiar with Waluigi. I didn't know Wiggler was also OP. I mainly play as Luigi or Yoshi, just because I kind of like the later midweights or slightly heavier lightweight characters. I love my acceleration carts. Especially because basically I kind of go for being able to get out of tricky situations quickly with things like items and stuff. kind of helps, you know, me do better when things are a little bit chaotic and you're kind of stuck in the mid pack. But especially if you know you're gonna be close to the front, Waluigi is very, very broken. The Wild Wiggler is a card. Wiggler's character wasn't added till later. Oh, okay. Waluigi and the Wild Wiggler. Okay. I've kind of seen him also very, very frequently in the What's the one cart where it almost looks like an off-road, but with like the big front and rear spoiler. That one, it's purple. That one I've seen him in quite a bit as well. Gentle around the carousel, don't spin it. There we go. I like how you can hear the cars as you go past them, like on the other side of the wall. At the Nürburgring, you can kind of hear the Doppler effect and everything. Very, very cool. We're doing quite well on this track though, in this car. No spins, nothing like that. Very few off courses. Just keeping the car nice and planted. Doing a little bit of practice before the inevitable eventuality that we do Gran Turismo 4 and have to get gold on the licenses. Gotta have this course burned into our brains to the point where we can do it in our sleep. Vice. Go, 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 go. Thank you, Opal. It's very, very dangerous what I did. Don't do that in real life or in any sim league, because you will get kicked and yelled at. But since it's against AI, it's okay. Jeez, that Nissan R390 miles ahead of the competition. Oh, easy. A little bit of curve on the exits. Smooth. Nice. Alright, big push. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Alright, we got a few right behind us. Let's hope we have a little bit better acceleration and top speed than them. Oh, it sounds so nice too. Yeah, we're pulling away a little bit. No, we're not. Oh, there's the McLaren. Alright, let's see. Then they fixed it not by nerfing Waluigi the Wiggler, but by buffing everything else. Oh, we lost it right at the very end. Sad. Big sad. Still, that was a close race. That's probably the best way to go as well. That way, you know, everything else then begins to feel a bit faster and all that. Or win the GT1 race car. Of course not. That would make too much sense. Alright, we at least get the first level up. Alright, a little bit later. Catch up with acceleration and braking. Ranking is gonna go. Oh, ranking is gonna die. Alright, we need to enter a little bit faster. We need to do a little bit better in the races. Alright, we can do well here. It's low in steering. This should get us the points we need. It's low in steering, it's fairly easy fairly easy. Fairly easy to get this this victory, even with the high performance opponents, because they're at a higher stage of tune. The Waluigi Wiggly then became so outclassed that even Mario sanitized super glad to beat it. Oof. I mean, it does bring some balance back to the game though. But yeah, that's big oof, how the mighty have fallen. Alright, gotta be smooth through here. They're already right on my tail. I gotta go faster. I'm treating this like a road car. This is a race car. I could be a little bit more aggressive with it. Definitely should be more aggressive with it. There we go. Okay. Trying to get back into the rhythm of it. The limits of grip. There we go. Definitely wasn't pushing nearly as hard as I could have. And was trying to anticipate slides that would never come. Especially high speeds. I want to play Mario Kart Arcade GP DX. Is that a Japanese only release, or did that get released to the States as well? And if so, how do you end up playing it? Does that be kind of cool? Was that the one? I know you've got a couple of Mario Kart Arcade games available on your consoles that you got modded in. But is that one of them? I'm trying to remember the names of all of them. Oh yeah, we don't even need a lift there. Don't even need the lift. There's at least basically everywhere. Okay, cool. Nice. So there's a chance, you know, it may be in an arcade here in the States. Very, very fun. We can kind of almost like drift around these corners in this car. And keep it steady. Runs on a different engine than the first two, so does it run on the Wii? Is there any way to get it on any console at all, or is that currently arcade only? It may end up being arcade only, or it may be like, you know, similar engine to, like, you know, what's currently on like the Switch. There just hasn't been means of getting it to the Switch or something. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the Nintendo consoles and their architecture and that type of stuff. I'd imagine it probably runs on a similar engine to what with the Mario Kart that was released near that time, or at least the one that came previously. I'm not too sure. I know it can be emulated on a computer, but I don't have a good emulation PC. Yeah. PC emulation is a lot of fun as well. Very, very nice. But you know, it is very, very expensive. Building a PC. Granted, I built it right at like the height of like the graphics card like pricing. It's probably a bit cheaper to build what I built now than what I did back in 2021. 2022. Late 2021, early 2022. So, yeah. But it's a lot of fun though. I quite enjoy it. I quite enjoy, you know, the opportunities it's given me, the things I've learned from, you know, just playing the games, building it and everything. It's fun. But yeah, no, it is definitely very, very pricey though. So, highly recommend, save money. Came out before Mario Kart 8, it's in feature gliding and anywhere from 7. I know it doesn't run on the 7 engine. Okay, so it may be its own engine then. Maybe a unique engine then. Or at the very least, something that's heavily modified from like 7, to the point where it doesn't quite recognize it. It may as well be counted as a different engine. Right, nice and easy through the tunnel section. Slight off course there. It's alright, this car is okay-ish if you take a tire or two off-road. Doesn't immediately try to kill you. But it is something you need to watch out for. Oh wow, I like how you just faintly hear the McLaren going through the backwoods radion on the other side of the course. Oh, I'm so excited for this weekend. I get to go to a motorcycle race. It's a double header. So both Saturday and Sunday have racing events. So I'm probably going to be posting a schedule tomorrow around noon-ish. Thereabouts. Maybe. Or at the very least, when I get home from work, I'm going to post a schedule. And I'll probably get the actual streams posted up probably Monday evening, depending on when I get back and stuff. But yeah, it'll be fun. Looking forward to it. My first like big race I've gone to post-COVID. So it should be very, very fun. Alright. Final lap around Lowen Searing and the beautiful JGTC GTR. The McLaren is so far ahead of us right now, it's not even funny. But right now we have a solid second place. Well ahead of most of the other JGTC and DTM cars. I miss DTM. Like, before it became another GT3 spec series, though it had Class 1 throughout the 2010s, and oh my gosh, those cars were terrifyingly fast. Inline 4-cylinder, 700 horsepower, they had DRS, push to pass, so much technology in what's basically a national touring car series, and you had some of the best, you know, Formula 1 prospects racing there, or like, you know, world-renowned racing drivers racing in those teams. Like, it was very, very, very well-respected drivers. And you still have, like, you know, very, very high-end drivers racing in the modern DTM with the GT3 cars now. But yeah, apparently it's a Windows-based arcade game. Okay, that's probably why it's so easy to emulate on the computer then. That makes sense. Cool. Cool. Cross Alliance, solid second place here. Nice. Alright. This should give us plenty of points to level up the car. Get it to have more performance, more grippiness, more power. More power, baby. Yes, perfect. All right, everything's at level 1 now. Vehicle is at level 4. Ranking is rapidly increased. Good. All right, next one. Let's keep tackling. We got another 30 minutes of the stream left at least, depending on how much we're able to get through this. Tsukuba. Ooh, we do have a chance to win the R390 again. The R390. There was only, I think, 1 or 2 road-going versions of the R390 produced, because at the time, GT1 was basically like, alright, you have to at least produce a couple of road-going cars. So a bunch of Japanese manufacturers like Toyota and Nissan and company basically were like, alright, we're gonna make some road-going supercars, but we're just not gonna sell them, we're just gonna kind of stay in storage. So they're like super rare, they're basically just museum pieces now. But the actual GT1 cars at the time were really quick. They were basically prototypes in all but name. But yeah. Okay, GP VR is something else I haven't played yet. Yeah, I imagine that one requires at least somewhat expensive VR tracking and everything. I know that's gonna be quite pricey to get set up and everything. You need a PC that can handle the graphics, or you know, assuming you want to try to emulate it. And I imagine very few places actually have the full VR. At least assuming VR is actual like virtual reality and not some other acronym. But yeah, I imagine not too many arcades have that type of stuff. Actually, it's more of an experience in an actual game. Oh, okay. Is there only one, or is there multiple in the world for doing that experience? It does sound kind of fun. I've never done too much VR before. I have rough ideas of how it works and everything, but I usually don't do too much VR myself, just because I already get a little bit motion sick from certain video games in general, specifically mostly first-person shooters. Might be a few in the world. Oh, cool. Nice. But yeah, I probably won't be adopting VR anytime soon. I already get motion sick from like a lot of first-person shooters, and other like first-person games. So I imagine VR will probably also give me the bends a little bit. And I don't like being motion sick, especially not on stream. I definitely become a lot quieter. I don't wanna be even quieter than I already am. Unless even if I had played it, I wouldn't count it. It's like if I was ranking the Shrek movies instead, I'd put on the Shrek Woody ride. True. To be fair, the Shrek 40 ride is a lot of fun. And it would definitely rank higher than Shrek the Third. Oof. Okay, the only good thing that came out of Shrek the Third is the one meme of Prince Charming looking up at like the falling castle as he's about to die and going, "Mommy?" and having that closed captioned. That is literally the only good thing that came out of Shrek the Third. Like nothing else good came from that movie. Like it was so bad. That being said though, the fourth one, Shrek Forever After, that one was half decent. Like it kind of recaptured the charm of like the older Shrek ones. And then of course the new, you know, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which is not a Shrek movie but within the same universe. That one is top tier. Like that, if you haven't seen that one, highly recommend you watch that one. That one is really good. It shows that there is life in the corpse that is Hollywood still. It's like it's mostly dead, but you know you have some brain activity every once in a while. And that is things like, you know, Across the Spider-Verse or, you know, Puss in Boots: Last Wish. I'm surprised we're still in first. That R390 has not quite... This week's last, which is unironically spectacular. Oh, truly. It is like an animation marvel. I love it. Despite having a massive amount of characters, like, it still is able to have a coherent story that, like, really kind of fleshes out each of the characters decently enough that you kind of, you know, they don't feel tacked on. Which is a nice... Which is nice. Oh boy, that R390 is like right on our tail. We need to go just a little bit faster. Oh boy, this is kind of fun though, just holding off a vehicle that is much faster than us. Just due to the fact that we're more, oh gosh, more maneuverable than it, so we can go around the twisty bits much quicker. But it catches us up on the higher speed section. Makes for a very fun battle that kind of ebbs and flows throughout the track. Oh dear. Easy there, Isaac. Don't get too aggressive. Oh boy. Alright. Come on. Free to go. It is getting close. I'm watching the time steadily come down. But I'm hoping we can kind of hold it off just for a little bit. Just 3 more laps. Once it gets within like the half-second mark though, it's gonna be tricky because that's when it can really get into a slipstream and really catch us down this back straight. And maybe go for a deep dive overtake. It's a bit more difficult to pull off. Alright, come on. Nice and easy, nice and gentle. Yum. Alright, we gained oh no we didn't. We still lost a little bit of time. He's gaining about 0.2 seconds a lap. So... Oh gosh, that was a little bit more than 0.2 seconds. Alright, push. Push, push, push out of the corner. We got 2 laps to go. We can win this. But it's gonna be close. Late on the brakes. Gotta defend. Alright, push hard through the twisties bits. Nice and gentle, nice and gentle. Down a gear, down a gear. Alright. Nice. Alright, 1 to go. He's still right on it, so I think we gained a little bit of time. Yeah, we did. Alright, we put out about 0.3 seconds. We can kind of relax our pace just a little bit. And just focus on racecraft and defending. Playing with clutch and manual is a lot of fun. This is a little bit tricky. Especially on the course when you're doing a whole bunch of shifts. And the third. Second here, come on. Nice and gentle. Alright, let's get it going again. Alright, final corner. Easy coming out of it. Short shift to prevent wheel spin. Here we go. Yes! Oh my gosh, we did it. We won. Oh man. We got about half laps clean, so it should be good for a few upgrades maybe. Are you kidding me? That doesn't want to give me the car. One of the few vehicles you still have left to unlock, and it's like, nah, bruh. We're not giving that to you. Oh, why would you think we give that to you? Hmm? Alright, ranking. Ranking's going up just a little bit. That's good, that's good. Alright, let's see what we have for the next race. Hopefully something good. Tsukuba, low-end Searing, Nürburgring. We can do the Nürburgring. Alternatively, let's see what low-end Searing has, because low-end Searing may have... That also doesn't have the R390. That one does. Do I want to do it right yet? Nah, we can do a low-end Searing race first. And then hope that the R390 is in another course. So we just got done in Tsukuba. It's even the reverse light as well, it's just at night instead of during the daytime. One of the downsides, there's not too many permanent racing circuits in this game. So you're stuck on like 4 total, and only 3 that you can be competitive on. Nice clean overtake at the start. There goes the McLaren. Absolute beast on the straightaways. We have a little bit more downforce in it though. So through the twisty bits, we do have an advantage. Nice and easy. Absolutely loving this car though. The grip, the handling, very nice. Just realized that we've been playing this game for like almost a year. That is a lot. That is a long time. Although it's kind of remaining fresh now that we're kind of alternating with Car Mechanic Simulator. Oh man, we're steadily pushing through, getting as many vehicles level to level 10 as possible. I do want to eventually 100% complete it fully, just for the fun. There we go. Miles ahead of everybody else. We still gotta get some of the Le Mans, the LMP cars and everything. That's gonna be just a little bit tricky. I know there is a one-make race with I think one of the Hondas that lets you get basically one of the fastest cars in the game, but I'm not too sure. That'd be something to check out though. Speed. Just full grip over the hill. Nice. We even get the high bank turn as well. Now that this has more power, more handling as well, this is basically blowing them out of the water though in this course. Very nice. Alright, gotta be gentle. Gentle with this car. Oh gosh, that's not gentle. That's not gentle, Isaac. Ah, so much fun though. Oh, easy. We're doing well. We're doing very good. careful. Nice. Good, good, good. No mishaps here. No understeer, no oversteer. Alright, slight bit of understeer there, but just a little bit of lift. And we're back under control. Through the S's. Yes. Speed. Alright. Be gentle around the turns. Alright. We're doing well. Doing good. Alright, nice and smooth. Final couple of turns. And we will be out of here with another race victory in the Nismo. This is exactly what we want. Yes, yes. Ooh, easy there. But yes. 5, 6, 7, 8. Just a little bit slower. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright. Alright, we got about 20 minutes left. I'm gonna try to get this up. Oh, that's gonna be... Ooh, we got a driver level up as well. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. It's been a while. It's been a while since we had a driver level up. Now we have 2 more levels to go for the race car. We need a big victory. I don't think that's gonna happen. But we can try. Let's see what we have here. I don't think there's gonna be a race car one. Alright, so that has the R390. What is this? Does this have the R390? This also has the R390. Alright, we're doing this. R390, here we come. We really only have 1 or 2 chances left to get it. And I want to get it. I want to get it now. So let's do it. Oh, wow. Okay, we're getting bullied. We're getting very bullied. Alright, come on, big push. On the inside. There we go. At least get past the JGTC and DTM cars. Alright, come on. I see you up ahead. Come Come on, big push, big push. 1.4 seconds. Also 1.4, come on, big push. We're gonna really hunt him down. You can stop sliding everywhere. Rear end is just a little bit dicey right now. Getting a little bit too aggressive on the throttle, but we need to push. Get our lap times as quick as possible. Alright, good. Under a second. Oh, we're chasing it down. You can see it just up ahead. Slowly inching closer and closer. Alright, lost just a little bit of time there. Not by much. There we go. Hi, I see you. Oh boy. Now the fun part is trying to pass it though. Because we can get right within striking distance. We can lose a little bit of that time too, just like that. Man, we are right in the fight. Hi there. Nissan versus Nissan. High downforce versus low downforce. Power versus precision. Oh, come on. We keep getting right within just like almost half a second. And then we end up losing just a little bit of time. We're staying pretty close. We've been like right on its tail almost this entire race. Hi there. Speed. Ooh. Boom. Alright, that's mean. That's mean. I'm not gonna be a mean driver. Give me a little bit of that time back. That's my penalty for causing an avoidable collision. I can carry a lot more speed to that corner though. Alright, we can get that time back. The twisty sections where we make up time, but that back straight and the front straights, and it's able to use that extra power, kind of about an extra 100-ish horsepower on us. Okay, we got this. Back within a second. Come on, we got about 3.5 laps to go. Let me go just a little bit quicker. Stay right within the 51-second mark. We're holding on. There we go, that's about 0.6. Alright, still within 0.6. We got 2.5 laps to go. Come on. Alright, into the slipstream. I'm gonna get pulled along. Down the back straight. Okay, a little bit more speed out of that corner than them. Ooh, alright, defensive line, that's fine. That blow-off valve as well in our car, it sounds absolutely amazing. Slight tap there, but we made it stick. Oh, they ran out wide too, there's our chance. Side by side. Hi there. Final lap, here we go. Went a little bit wide there, but we made it work. All right. Have a little bit of a gap now. Alright, I don't think those back markers will cause too much issue for us. They're far enough ahead that we won't have to worry about them. Oh gosh, a little squirrely there on that corner exit. Oh, but we saved it. Nice. Woo. That was fun. Yeah, some minor collisions, some minor beating and banging going on. But man, that was great. That was awesome. All right, now, please, we've failed twice. Can we win the R390? Please, be nice to us. Yes. Oh, that is beautiful. That is a beautiful, beautiful car. This may be enough to get us to level 10 as well for our car. So I'm gonna have to switch back to a compact car. It is. Sweet. Alright, our ranking is gonna go down a bit. By a solid margin. Alright, well let's change our vehicle. And then we're gonna get ready to end the stream afterwards, because it is midnight where I am. So let's go see. Alright, first section is done. Got 4 vehicles to choose from here. Let's change the random number generator and pull that up. I got 4 vehicles. Got the Honda Insight, the Opel Vita, Peugeot 206, and the Toyota Corolla. And it is the Peugeot 206. Alright, the Coupe Cabriolet as well. Nice. Very nice. I got a couple of different colors. Doesn't look nearly as good as the hatchback version. I will say. That actually doesn't look too bad. So we're gonna have this in manual. Alright, and next time we play this game, this will be our vehicle. Oh my word. Let's get it. Let's do a couple settings adjustments real quick first. It's a little bit high. Stiffen this up a little bit. And a little bit towards acceleration, and just a little bit of a lock, just so we can get some good offline acceleration, but otherwise while turning it'll be, get some of that turning. Let's make sure we save. Make sure we save. This game, despite it being made in 2005, it does not have autosave. And I have made the mistake multiple times of ending up accidentally not having progress save. So yeah. Anyway, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the stream, please leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what I'm doing well in the comments below. If you don't like the stream, please let me know what I'm doing poorly so I can fix that in the future. With that being said, I've been Umbras. Wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day it is for you, may it be a great time. And I'll see you on the next stream. Bye bye!